You're welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making this lovely butterfly dress.
A butterfly gown, and yeah, we're making a butterfly gown. Let's just go right into it. You're welcome. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. The length I'm using, my client length is 40. I'm marking. I'm going to be marking on the right side of the fabric. Wow, this chalk is not visible. I'm going to be marking on the right side of the fabric, so my markings will not. So it's 40 for the length I'm working with, but I'm using 42. Reasons I'm going to, by the time I sew the upper part and all that, and I'm still going to use a crinoline for it. So I'm using 42. Then my shoulder, I hope you can see it. Her shoulder is 9. So for the neck depth, I'm using the width, I'm using 3.5. The depth I'm using is a V neck in front, so I'm going to be using 7.5. So by the time I stitch it, I will have 7.5. But for the back, I will be using 1.5. By the time I stitch, I will have 2. So I'm just connecting I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just connecting the neck, the back neck, then for the front, just going to connect it like so, like so. The fabrics are placed together, so I'll cut out the neck first. Then we're having a shoulder slope. I'm going to be adding a rose to it. So we're having the shoulder slope here. I will use 2 here. Then I'll connect it from this point down to this place. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And it's going to have a roach in the shoulder part of it. So this is what we're doing. The width I used was 27 for the width here. 27. So now for the waist is her half length is 18. Her half length is 18, but I'm going to do 19. So when I'm done stitching, I will have 18. If that makes sense, well, just follow. What I use for her hip usually is a client's clothes, it's not mine. What I use for her hip is 9 because she's very huge. I use 9. Yeah, I'm going to use 9.5. By the time I'm not taking out, I will have 9. So that's why I'm using 9.5. She's really huge. Her hip is not on the regular side. So this is it, the waist. I'm not marking the lines too much because I'm marking on the right side of the fabric. I hope you can see what I'm doing. This chalk is not helping at all. You just pay attention, you get it. So for the waist, I'll just put it for tutorial sake because I'm not using it now. It is when I'm shaping the clothes that I'm going to use it. So her waist is 40, which is 10. which is 10. It's a very stretchy cloth. So I'm going to put 0.5 for ease because the cloth is stretchy. Even without the ease, it's still going to pass through. It's very stretchy, you can see. If it was a fitted dress I'm making, I won't even add allowance to it. Her hip is 49, which will give us, I think, 12.2. But let's go through the process. Her hip is 49. That will give us approximately 12.2. So, alright. So this is the hip line. I'm adding 0.5 for ease, not much. So what we're going to do when we cut out, you're still going to see the video. When we're taking down for the armhole from the depth, neck depth, what we'll be doing is we'll be going down by probably 13. Because that will have ease to put, for her to put her hands. 13 or 13.5, because when you sew now, after I sew, I will still have like, maybe when I sew, when I go back, you see that it's like 12 or so, or 12.5. So it's going to have a ruch. The sleeve, the upper sleeve side is going to have a ruch. So that is it. So from the length here, I'm just going to mark it out like so. Then this hip, we're extending this hip measurement to the line. So all we have is, we had 12.2. Now I'm going to add another 0.5. Just same that we did. So from here now, I'm just going to like sort of like curve it. It's not going to have that much of a curve, but I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Just a slight curve towards the end of it, not much, just a slight curve. Yes. So this is it. We're going to cut out. I'm using for it. Sorry, I didn't bring it out the first time. This I'm using for the front panel. Like I'm making a rose with this. So this I'm going to use to cut out my circle, and also I'm going to cut out a straight maybe like 3 inch. How many inches is this? Okay, yeah, I'm right. 3 inch long strap for this, because I'm going to use it to turn this, because I won't just turn and leave this, it won't look nice coming out. So I'm going to use it to turn it on the inside of it. So that's what this is for. So if you want to stick to this particular pattern, you cut out maybe 3 inch, depend on the length of the wideness of the crinoline you're going to be using. You cut it out, then if you're making the same style, cut out the rows. If not, if it's just normal basic butterfly you're doing, you might not need them. So that being said, let's get to it. Cutting out here first. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please kindly do so. So I'm cutting the back first, the neckline. Now I'm cutting the back. You know the front is V-neck, and I said I went down by 7.5 because this my client actually does not like her cleavage showing at all. make the clothes showing her cleavage, you're going to be in trouble. So you should know what people like. That's how you do their work for them. So I'm just I still went down a little bit, like 1 inch away from the one I mark. She's really very tall. I don't want her complaining that though her actual length is half length is 40. So just added a little more because this might jump because it's stretching. So that is it. Go ahead and cut out and sew. So when I'm sewing this, I'm going to sew alongside. I will place it like so, and I'll put hemming gum. You understand? So don't scatter this. You open it like so, and you sew from here like so. You add hemming gum. So when you're done, when you turn it, when you iron it, the hemming gum will help it stay. So that's just the trick. Now let's cut out the front. I'm going to use bias to turn the front panel of it. So just making sure it aligns before. Please make sure you pin your fabric. Stretchy cloth can be very stressful to work with. That's if you're using a stretchy cloth. This is stretchy. So this is what you have. So we'll go ahead, I'll cut this out. I'll cut it out and out. So what you do is, I'll first of all use my bias to turn this place. Then I'll place this here and I'll stitch it to the end. Like I said, I'm going to be adding a ruche, and I've cut out my stripe that will be used for it. I keep it okay. Yeah, I've cut it out. Then I've gone ahead to add stay to this. This is what I'll use for this one. I will sew the rows around it like so. Around it, then this will be placed here. Then this is what I'm using for this. So let's go to the machine. You first of all, you turn the neck, you turn the two neck with, but I'm using bias, whatever you're using for yours. Then you stitch here. When I'm stitching here, what I'll do is, when I'm turning the bias back, I will first of all match it. Then when I'm turning the bias, I'm going to, because I'll flip it open, I'm going to place this on this side like so, on the other side like so. Then when I'm done, because I'm going to make this very tiny, so that I will use it for the row. So then this when I'm stitching this, I'm using this to turn it. So let's go, then we'll see the final result of it. Yeah, I'm done stitching. This is what we have. I'll just fold like so. That's why I left excess. I used like I think about three and a half or 4 when I cut out the stripe, so that I will have enough room to do what I want to do and not struggle. I don't want it too thick, so I'll just sew it around, and we're almost done. Yeah. All right, let's finish it and see the final look. Yeah, we are done. This is what we have. This is the side. And when you're marking, when you want to shape it, you know, I said it earlier, you're going to mark on the right side. I said it while I was cutting, when I was cutting it. So this is it. I'm yet to press it. I'll give it a good press and add something like a ruched here, I don't know, something here to give it, to make this one pop out, because it's just blank. Okay, all right, if you're yet to subscribe to our channel, please kindly do so, and turn on your notification bell so you get notified each time I upload new video. And comment if you have a question, comment on the comment section. All right, thank you.